is here. And who all do I have? Hi, Atish. Hello, Bhavesh. Hi, Sonali. Hello, Tanishka's doing well. That's great. Lovely to hear that. Hi, Manpreet. Hello, Ganesh. Hi, Jitendra. Yes, long time no see. Yes, after a long, long gap. Hi, Pragnesh. Oh, wow, I can see a lot of excitement. Wonderful. Now I'm feeling full. I'm full of beans now. First class, all right, Sonali. Hi, Surya. Hello, Anchal. Hi, Agna. Oh, so summers have just started, guys, and it's getting hot and hotter day by day. So, how's the weather in your city? How's the weather in your city? How are summers treating you? Moderate, tolerable, pleasant here. Okay, Loknath. Killing, too hot to handle. Scorching heat. Yes. Sweltering heat. Summer is my favorite season. Loknath. Yes, mine too. I'm also a summer baby, as some people would call it. Tolerable. Delhi's on fire. Yes, definitely. I agree with you. All right, guys. Wonderful. Nice to know um, the weather in all of the climate in all of your cities. And oh, Sonali doesn't like summer. All right. Great. So let's come back. And now we are going to look at today's session. So, welcome to your masterclass, ladies and gentlemen. Today's session is going to be on speaking and how you can ace that module for your IELTS exam. I'm doing well ready. All right, guys. So before I begin, just wanted to quickly introduce myself. Some of you know me, some of you do not. Of course, I am not Shah Rukh Khan. So obviously, not everyone knows me, which is why I have to introduce myself. So, guys, my name is Diksha Mehta. I'm a master trainer here at LeapScholar. I've trained more than 20,000 students. What a beautiful number, isn't it? Beautiful figure. And I want all of you to join this elite club of 20,000 students. So are you excited to join this? Let's make it. So today we have 100 students here. Let's make it 20,100. All right. Okay. So I'm trained to teach IELTS, TOEFL, spoken English, business English, personality development classes, and I've got my certifications from British Council and IDP and also University of Cambridge. Wow, that was a lot about me. Okay, so let's quickly move forward and now focus on the IELTS exam. So guys, of course, all of you want to go abroad. Some of you want to go to Canada, some of you want to go to USA. So you obviously know that you need to take the IELTS exam. So I'm not going to go in detail there. We all know what the IELTS exam is, that it has 4 modules, and we take it via IDP here. So we know that already. But let me check. Do you all know about the speaking module? So before I start teaching about it, what do you know about the speaking module? Let's take a mini quiz, guys. Let's check how much do we know, and let's learn some new interesting things about the speaking module. Okay, guys, on your marks, ready? Ready for the quiz? 15-minute, no, 1-minute quiz. All right, get set. 3, 2, 1, and go. You have 5 questions on the screen, and you have 1 minute to win it. All right, guys, so you have a minute to win it. Quickly, let's answer. Wonderful, Manpreet, Akhil, absolutely correct. Abu Sai, Tirumala, brilliant, Mansi, Anchal, perfect. All right. Okay, Tanishka, take a guess. Tanishka's new, so it's okay, Tanishka, make a guess. You never know. All right, guys. So first question, let's discuss it. First question, how many parts are there in the speaking exam? So many of you got this right. Good job done. There are 3 parts in the speaking exam. Brilliant. Next, how long does the exam last? Absolutely correct, Reddy and Akhil. So the exam is really short and it's only around 11 to 14 minutes. Of course, plus or minus 1 or 2. This is India, nothing is fixed, right? Okay, next, can I use idioms? Well, the answer is not only yes. The answer is not only yes, but it is yes, and you must. So I have two answers. First answer is yes, and the second answer is you must use idioms. If you want a high band, let's say a band 8.5 or a 9, so you do need a few idioms for that. If you just want 8, then I think that's fine. You can still do without it. No need to worry so much. Next, can I ask the examiner to repeat a question? Absolutely correct answer. So Anchal says yes, and then she says terms and conditions apply. All right, terms and conditions. So what are these terms and conditions that apply? That means you can ask him to repeat his question, but maybe twice, not more than that. If you keep asking him to repeat every question, or let's say 3 to 4 questions, it may not give a good impression about your listening skills, about your comprehension skills. So I would really recommend avoid doing that more than twice. If the third time as well you couldn't hear him, of course you will ask him, but then remember that it's going to, play a role in impacting your band. Okay, next. Can I correct myself if I make a mistake? So imagine that I've made a mistake. What should I do now? What do you think? Should I quickly correct it or should I just move forward and forget about it? All right. So guys, very important. You must self-correct yourself. Imagine that you've made a mistake and you realized it. Please go ahead and do a self-correction. It's really important. And if you self-correct yourself, right, you won't be marked for that mistake. It shows that you committed that error by error. So you've made a mistake by a mistake. By a mistake. So imagine that I can't do it frequently. No, that's not true. See, I am talking about honest mistakes. So imagine in an actual conversation, imagine if I'm talking to you in real life, for example, right now, if I make an error 10 times, I would go ahead and self-correct myself 10 times. I wouldn't leave that error as it is. Isn't it? Imagine how would you feel if I'm your teacher, I've made an error and I don't rectify myself. What would you think? Wouldn't you think she doesn't know it or she's not corrected herself because she doesn't know it? This is not an error. This is her bad English skills. So guys, in real life, we do that. When we're talking to someone, even if you're chatting with someone on your phone, don't you do that? If you've made an error, don't you do this asterisk thing? You put an asterisk and you say, oh, sorry, I meant this, and then autocorrected it. Right? So do the same thing. Do not be scared. Don't think that I can't do it frequently. If you've recognized that I've made an error, it's a brilliant thing. A pat on your back, high five that you found it out, and please go ahead, correct yourself. All right. So yes, self-correction is a beautiful thing. Okay, let's move forward. Good job done on the quiz, guys. In fact, I think a great job done. Most of your answers were correct. And I hope you learned at least one new thing today. All right. Okay, let's move forward now. And moving forward, so as I said, it's always a face-to-face test. You will always have it with a human being. It's not going to be with a robot or a computer, of course. And remember, mask is mandatory, watch is not allowed. So do not wear a watch. Let's quickly discuss what are the 3 small parts in the speaking exam. So guys, what is part 1? What's part 1 of the exam? Yes, definitely ready. Go ahead. Wonderful. It's a warm-up, rapport building, introduction, right? Absolutely correct. It's like a formal interview or an introduction which lasts for 4 to 5 minutes. So imagine that you are introducing yourself to me. What kind of information would you be giving? So information about yourself, exactly. About your, let's say about your hometown, your studies, your work, your friends, your country, isn't it? Things like that. Your hobbies, absolutely correct. So are these topics difficult? Not at all. They're easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Aren't they? All of us know about our studies. All of us know about our work. We just need to string these answers in a beautiful silver platter and serve it to our examiner so that we can get the best score possible. So guys, your goal in part one should be impressing the examiner because the questions are easy. You know the answers already. You just need to serve it to him. And today, I'm mainly going to focus on part one. All right. Because I've seen that even though it's the easiest part, nobody really practices for this, do we? And I have a very special activity planned towards the end. You are also going to record your answers and send them to me. I will let you know where. All right. So I have a really interesting activity planned at the end. Okay. So stay tuned for the end where you will get a chance, each one of you, every one of you, all right, to record your answer to some part one questions and send it to me. Great. So I'll tell you how to do that. Before you do that, of course, I will teach you how to answer. I want you to give the best possible answers. So I'll also teach you a few words, some vocabulary, some ideas on how to really expand your answers. Okay, so let's get started with part one. All right. So as I said, these are the frequently asked questions of part one. You can see the 6 topics. Questions about yourself, your work or study, your hometown, home or accommodation, your country, and also leisure activities, which means your hobbies, what kind of music do you listen to, what kind of books do you read, do you like shopping or not, what kind of food do you like cooking, and what kind of sports and games are you interested in. All right. Okay then. So guys, your main aim in part one, we've already discussed that the answers are easy. The answers we already know. So what's your main aim in part one? You tell me. What should you focus on? What should your main focus in part one be? What do you think? So if I ask you that, where do you work or where do you study? What should you really try to do in your answer? The grammar should be correct. Yes. So yes, of course, the grammar should be correct because you already know the question, you already know your answer. So you just need to give it to him. Fluency will already be there. You don't have to focus on it because you already know the answer. So I think the fluency should already be there. All right, guys. So yes, one thing which is underrated, or I can say that overlooked, yes, overlooked by a lot of candidates is actually the expansion of the answer. The question is so easy. The answer we already know. We feel so happy the moment we hear the question when somebody asks me, what do you work or do you study? Because it's a super easy question. So I'm really happy the moment somebody asks me that. And in that happiness and that excitement, that, oh my God, IELTS exam, and somebody's asking me such an easy question, what happens? I forget that I have to expand my answer. And I just quickly say, I work at LeapScholar. That's it. That's it. So do you see what happened? My grammar was perfect. I said I work at, somebody asked me, do you work or do you study? So I said I work at LeapScholar. So yes, I have answered that question. My grammar is perfect. My vocabulary is apt. But is this a one-liner answer? Isn't this a one-liner answer? So yes, it is a one-liner. And did you know that one-liner answers in IELTS are a strict no-no? So your question is going to be easy. Don't get all excited. Don't start jumping and say, I work at LeapScholar, done. Or I am an IELTS trainer, full stop. right? You need to remind yourself every time, I need to expand as much as possible. So now how do I expand in my part 1? Very simple, guys. Aim to give at least 2 to 4 sentences in your answer. Imagine if I asked you, where do you work? How would you give 2 to 4 sentences? How would you really expand this answer so much? Simple, by adding extra information. So think about what information can you add, right? So for example, what do you do? Instead of saying, I am a teacher, this answer is really bad. Even though it's grammatically correct, there's nothing wrong with it. Despite all of that, it's still bad because it's a one-liner. So what can you do instead? You can say, I have been a high school English teacher in New Delhi for over 2 years, and I love working here. So do you see how many pieces of information are there? 1, high school English teacher. 2, in New Delhi. 3, the amount of time. And number 4, the fact that I love working here, right? So I'm giving 4 pieces of information. So can you tell me what work do you do? And could you tell me what pieces of information would you add in your answer? What all would you add? And don't cheat, don't copy my answer, all right? Don't say I am an engineer in Kolkata for over 3 years. Don't do that. Give different pieces of information if possible. All right, Anshul is still a student and she's recently completed her intermediate. Okay, I think that's high school. All right. Fatima was previously working at Dash, but currently she's working. What? Still working at Dash? I was previously working at Dash, but currently working with this team at Dash. I'm confused, Fatima. What was the change? Absolutely correct, Vasu. Oh, all right. Dash is the blank. Okay, so I was previously working at this place. However, now I've started working here. All right, okay. Very good. Chandani says, I'm pursuing my Bachelor's of Arts. Perfect. So yes, that is definitely good vocabulary. Instead of saying, I am doing my Bachelor's, you can say, I am pursuing my Bachelor's. Correct. High school, yes. You can say high school. High school is fine. Um, I'm straddling. No, I wouldn't say straddling. That would be like sitting on a horse, right? To straddle is, for example, when you sit with both your legs apart, for example, on a horse. You can say I am juggling between, or I'm managing both. All right. Okay, Janik, maybe not talk about the percentage, right? You can leave that out. And see, you've used whereas to join both sentences, which is not required. Whereas is a linking word of contrast. There is no contrast in these sentences. A MBA, no, no, it's not a MBA. You can say an MBA or an MA. So make sure you're using the correct article. All right, Sayeda, I'm working as an assistant professor, and so article should be correct again. And Really enjoying, no. And I really enjoy sharing my experience with others. So a few changes. All right. Okay, again, Atish, a equity trader, no. Uh, Ladies and gentlemen, please make sure you're using the correct article. And equity trader. I'm a working professional. All right. In an IT company. Can you please join? Niharika, you can join both sentences with more than 7 years of experience. Wonderful, Akhil. Very good, Irene. Absolutely perfect. Okay. Okay. Near to, no. Who said near to? Guys, near to, is it correct? Near to the countryside. What's the error? Who can tell me? What's the error in this sentence? Near to the countryside. So, exactly to. We do not need the to with near. Near is already a preposition. You can just remove to. You can say near the countryside. That's it. So Anshul, somebody used the word straddle, so I was explaining that the meaning of that word straddle. All right, Neha, perfect. All right, Priyansh, absolutely correct. Perfect, Navya. All right, guys, wonderful. So I can see some perfect answers in the chat box sent by everyone. Great job done. Now, how to make your answer better, right? How can you make your answer better? Very simple. Add extra information. What extra information can I add? Simple. Think about what, right? Let's say, what do I do? Okay. When did I join? Right? Let's say, since when have I been working here? Why do I like this place? Or why did I choose this field? Where is this company and how do I feel about it? So these questions, if you expand and you add these pieces of information to your answer, what's going to happen? Automatically expansion. So you don't have to worry about your expansion then. If the examiner asks you, do you work or do you study? That's not the only answer that you need to, not the only question that you need to answer. Add more details. So for example, if you work, where do you work? Why did you choose this field? How is the work culture in that place? How long have you been working there? So maybe 3 to 4 pieces of information would be perfect, isn't it? Now, next question. If, for example, they ask you, what important things did you do last year? How should I begin my answer? How do I begin? Should I just say, some important things I did last year were learning how to swim and cooking? Should I just be a parrot and repeat? How do I answer this question? Should I just become a parrot? How do I begin? So if he asks me, what important things did you do last year? No, you shouldn't parrot, of course. Then what should I do? Simple, just take this sentence and replace the words in this sentence with a few synonyms. So instead of important, what can I say? Can I say some interesting? Let's say some interesting, instead of things, what can I say? Or some vital, yes, vital, crucial. All right. So some interesting activities, let's say activities that let's say, learned last. Okay, last year is already there. Let's say that I learned the previous year were or are cooking and swimming. So what have I done? I've quickly answered his question, I've taken the same question, but instead of being a parrot, I have used my own vocabulary. So that is one way of beginning your answers. Apart from this, some other easy expressions. Simply, you can say, one of the most important things I did was to learn how to cook. Since I consider cooking as an essential activity, right, or as a life skill. Okay, next, I did a number of important things, such as swimming and cooking. Or last year was an interesting year because I finally learned how to cook. Or of all the things I did, how do I complete the last sentence? Who can tell me? What's the second half of this sentence? Of all the things I did. All right, Komal also has another addition. She says, the last year was an year of opportunities and I got to learn swimming and cooking. Wonderful. All right, of all the things I did, very good. So the one I liked or the one I found the most was most favorite. No, Chandni, we never say most favorite together. Favorite already means what? Favorite means most special, right? The one that is your favorite. So just favorite is fine. Most is redundant. It's not helping us anyway. All right. Such as, or for the things I did, such as, no, Yashi, that's not grammatically correct. Perfect, Niharika. For the things I did, cooking was the most exhilarating activity. All right. Perfect. Okay, guys. Lovely. These are some good sentence starters. Why? Because this is functional language. So you can use this to make your speech sound better. Okay. Apart from this, how else can you score higher in your speaking part? How to improve your part one score? Simple. So use some less common vocabulary. Now you must have heard, right? Less common vocabulary. How can I do that? Very simple. Just upgrade your adjectives. So imagine that at the beginning of the session, if you remember, I asked you, how's the weather in your city? Some of you said very hot, on fire. So instead of saying very hot or on fire, I can upgrade my adjective. I can instead say it was blistering hot, it was sweltering hot, boiling hot, scorching hot, hot and humid. What else? Yeah, so I think that's about it. Scorching's already there. Wonderful, right? So what did I do? It was unbearably hot, yes. Sorry, there was unbearable heat. Sultry and humid, very good. So what can I do in such small, simple adjectives? I can simply upgrade them. And what's the best place to learn some of these? So thesaurus.com, I hope that all of us are using it on a daily basis. Isn't it? Thesaurus.com. All right. So what is an interesting way of, incorporating thesaurus into your daily schedule? How do you do that? Simple. So guys, have you all heard about Wordle? The game Wordle? Very famous and it's in vogue nowadays. All right. It's a very simple game, right? So you just Google Wordle and the site New York Times pops up. There you will be able to play this. So it gives you 6 tries to guess a word, right? Now, the interesting thing is that these words are very simple. All right, they're very simple words that we already know. So then what's the point of playing this game? If the words are simple, then how does that help me in IELTS? Very simple. Let me tell you how. So there's a very interesting activity that I do. All right. I play the Wordle and when I get the word, what do I do? So these words are very simple. For example, let's say the word roast. Right. Now, all of us know the meaning of the word roast, isn't it? So the words in Wordle are really simple. What I do after I find the word, I just go to thesaurus.com and I look for an upgraded version of this word roast. So every day I remember to use thesaurus and learn a new word. So for example, for this word roast, right, it has two meanings. One is roast an animal and the other is roast a person, right, when you are making fun of that person. So I learned a new word, which was castigate. To castigate someone. Or I learned another new word, which was to lambast someone. So I have a lot of fun playing the game, and I also learn a few uncommon adjectives daily. So guys, do play this game. It's really addictive. That's the best part, that you'll get addicted to something which is useful, which is actually good for you. All right. Okay, let's move forward. And talking about quizzes and games, I have a game coming up next. So I can see that some of us have zoned out and some of us have reached our own world. So I have a vocabulary game for you coming up next. But before I do that, how should you learn this vocabulary? What to do with it? Now, I shared two words with you, right? To castigate and to lambast. How should I keep this in my mind? How do I remember this? Simple, create vocabulary maps. So just make a very small notebook, and in that notebook, you can list all the similar vocabulary together. So I do this every day. I keep updating it. So for example, imagine that I'm talking about food, right? One page just dedicated to food. Everybody's favorite topic. Now your mouths are watering, isn't it? So in that page, what you can do is add all the words related to food. So all the adjectives that you can use for describing it. For example, delicious, savory, spicy, tart, if something's lemony, piquant, pungent, right? Then you have scrumptious, licious. You have licious. And in that KFC ad, you must have seen even fiery being used, fiery, more like fiery actually, being used to describe hot and spicy, isn't it? All right, some idioms are also given to us. So finger licking good, it is actually an idiom, yes. It's not just KFC's tagline. Melt in one's mouth, to have a sweet tooth. So how many of you have a sweet tooth here? Let me see all the ice cream fans. Pungent is chili. No, pungent means something which smells a little, right? When imagine how somebody smells when they are sweaty. So that's a pungent smell. Or how the kitchen smells when your mom's making ghee, isn't it? All right. So yes, ready. Very good. Absolutely correct. And finally, everything from soup to nuts. So what does this idiom mean? Everything from soup to nuts? New idiom for us today. Simple. Imagine, what could it mean? Everything from soup to nuts. That means from the beginning, when do you have soup? At the beginning, right? So from the beginning to the end. And when you're talking about a meal. So for example, I ate, let's say, I created a project, and everything from soup to nuts costed me 10 pounds. Simple, isn't it? All right, perfect. Yes, guys, see, pungent, absolutely correct. Pungent is not a good word, right? It's a negative word. Why? Why is pungent a negative word? It has a slightly negative meaning attached to it. Yes. So certain words are inbuilt negative. So these words you should use very carefully. For example, the word palatable. Now, again, talking about food. If I say that the khichdi, let's say the khichdi my mom made, was barely palatable. What does it mean? Imagine. It was barely eatable. Sorry, mom. I hope she's not listening. Otherwise, I'll get a flying slipper. But it means barely eatable, isn't it? The taste wasn't that great, isn't it? So, yes, the word palatable itself has a slightly negative meaning. So, don't use it for your mother's cooking until and unless you want a sound criticism or you know what I'm going to talk about. All right. So, the game that I have coming up next for you has to do with this exact thing, right? Connotations. Connotation means the positive or the negative meaning attached with a word. So are you sure you know which words are positive, which words are negative? Ready to check your understanding? All right. Okay. So let's begin with a small game. Okay. And here's my first question. You have two options. How would you feel if I called you lazy? Is it a positive word or a negative word? So you have to tell me whether these words are positive or negative. Lazy. Absolutely correct. It's a negative word. What about laid back? If I said you're a laid back person, exactly. It means chill, isn't it? How you say cool. She's very cool. So positive, right? Chill, laid back. Okay, next. What if I said you're very aggressive? Is it positive or negative? Again, correct. It is a negative word. What about assertive? If I said you're very assertive, is it a positive or a negative word? Yes, it is a positive word. It means you are confident enough to tell the other person that, you know, this is what I need. It's not aggressive, right? Okay. So what does connotation mean? Literal meaning or emotional meaning? Exactly. So you saw the meanings of all these words were same, but there was an emotional hint about whether the word is positive or negative. So connotation is the emotional meaning. All right, let's look at um few more tricky questions. Okay, first question. Childish. A or B, positive or negative? Childish. Oh my God, so many wrong answers. What? Guys, childish or childlike. You know, if you're talking about childlike, isn't it an innocent quality that the person has? She's she has a childish charm attached with her. I think a negative word would be immature, isn't it? So childish is positive. Yes, surprising, isn't it? Usually we say she's very childish, but that's a very Indian thing that we do. It is actually a positive word. All right, next. How do they describe all the Bollywood heroines dancing in the rain? Childlike, isn't it? All right, next. Which phrase is negative, stingy, or thrifty? So yes, stingy is negative. Thrifty means something who's really smart at bargaining. Somebody who goes to Sarojini and gets, let's say, 5 things for 200 rupees. Have you done that? All right, next. Choose the word that best completes this sentence. I admire the man who jumped on the subway tracks to rescue a stranger. He was certainly dash. Easy one. So he saved a stranger, definitely. Courageous. The other ones are all negative. Okay. Although the problem was difficult, Sandra and John were dash in searching for an answer. Their teacher was quite proud. So we need a positive word. Exactly. Now we have I would definitely say persistent. Persistent. Headstrong is neutral. Headstrong is neutral. It's neither negative nor positive. But here I want a positive meaning, isn't it? Because I want to say that their teacher was proud of them. So they were very beautifully persistent. I need a positive word. Headstrong is neutral. It's neutral. All right. Okay. Let's move to the next question that I have for you. All right, next two questions. Which word has the most negative connotation? Leave, abandon, or depart? Which is the most negative word? A, B, or C? Absolutely correct. Abandon, right? Abandon means to leave someone. All right, next. Which has the, again, which is the most negative? Dirty, filthy, or soiled? Very good. Absolutely correct. So yes, the correct answer is filthy. All right, wonderful. Okay, guys. So yes, now is time for the homework where I want you to record yourself. All right, and all of you will be sending your recordings on the Telegram app. So guys, please download the Telegram app and I'll show you the homework in a minute. Okay, so everybody quickly download the Telegram app. I'll give you the link and you can send me your recordings on the Telegram app. Let me share the link with you. Have you downloaded the app so that you can send it to me? All right. Okay. Yes, an audio recording. Yes, you will be recording your voice and sending it to me. It's a homework. And tomorrow I will be discussing how well you did on the homework. All right. So, yes, guys, wanted to inform you tomorrow also we have a class at the same time. I hope you are aware of the masterclass challenge. So today was the first masterclass that I'm conducting, and tomorrow also I have a masterclass. So tomorrow I will be checking the homework and letting you know how well you performed. Okay. So the masterclass challenge, do we know what it is? You need to attend 4 classes in a week. And of course, please attend my 4 classes this week. All right. So I have 3 classes actually. So please go ahead, attend 3 of mine and 1 you can attend of whichever other instructor you like. Yes, guys, these 4 days, today is Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and at 6 p.m. All right. So it is free. Of course, it's free. You just need to go to leapscholar.com and click on the masterclass to join it. You can also, click on remind me. So when you go to leapscholar.com, you can see my face here. You can see, right? Speaking class 6 to 7. And tomorrow we have a reading class 6 to 7. So just click on remind me. If you click on remind me, you will get a notification. All right. So just click on remind me and register for my class so that you join it. We have a lot of master classes throughout the day. And you can also subscribe to our channel, IELTS Prep by LeapScholar, so that you can watch these recordings at all times. So these are all recorded classes and you can watch them at your preferred time. Also, guys, wanted to let you know we have batches as well. So you can also enroll in my batch, which starts tonight at 10:30 p.m. I would love to see you there. It's a 10-day course, crash course, where we'll cover everything. And if you haven't downloaded our application, IELTS Prep by LeapScholar, please do that. I hope you've downloaded the application IELTS Prep by LeapScholar. Because did you know that there are speaking rooms on the app? Yes, we've devised something called a speaking room, which is operational 24/7, 24/7. So even at 2 in the night, you can go ahead, host a room, start talking to anyone on any topic in English. Imagine, isn't that great? So here is the link. All right. And you can just create a speaking room, talk to anyone. Can I date on this? No, it's not Tinder, guys. It's a voice room for practicing speaking. So please don't look for marriage proposals and don't use it like shadi.com. Just make sure you are practicing in English and that's fine. All right. Okay. So yes, coming back to the homework that I'm going to give you, let me share the link of our Telegram group where you can record. Just right click. Sorry, on the right side, you will see a recording option. Let me share that link of the Telegram group. Are you on our Telegram group, IELTS Prep by LeapScholar? Let me share the link for our Telegram group as well, so that you are able to do the homework and send it to me. All right, now I'm sending you the link for that group. All right, here it is. This is the Telegram group. Just quickly join it. You can comment on the post. There's a post which is open. Just click on that post on the right-hand side. You can record yourself. Let me show you the questions. You can record yourself on these questions. So here is your question. Ready, guys? Okay, this is your homework. Record yourself and send it to me. Very simple part 1 questions. Do you work or study? And then if you work, answer these questions. If you study, answer these questions. All right. So am I going to see your recordings? Are you going to do that? Questions are on the screen, Komal. All right. Promise me that you will record and send me your answer. Okay. And remember to expand. Please expand your answer. Don't send one-liners, guys. All right. Don't send one-liner answers. Please record. And tomorrow we are going to discuss this homework at 6 p.m. sharp. So be ready. I'm going to go through your recordings and give you feedback. Okay. Full length answers. Yes, try to expand as much as you can and try to give at least a 1 minute answer. That's really important. Minimum 1 minute. If it's less than 1 minute, it's not enough. So you can see there's a post on Telegram with my face. Just leave a comment there. You can record yourself. All right. Okay, guys, that's all from my side for today. Remember to take the masterclass challenge. If you want to go to Canada and Australia and USA, make sure you are attending our masterclasses, 4 masterclasses a week to get the certificate. You can attach this certificate in your resume as well. And also subscribe to our channel IELTS Prep by LeapScholar. Wonderful Paresh has already got his IELTS score. Wonderful. All right, guys, I shall see you tomorrow at the same time. Thank you so much and bye-bye. Take care. See you at 6 tomorrow. Bye, everyone.